Welcome back to Connecting Africa, where this month we are talking to key decision makers in Africa's aviation sector, leaders who are aiming to increase air connectivity and intra-African trade across the continent. Kenya Airways CEO Allan Kilavuka is one such leader who is seeing big opportunities for increased trade across Africa, thanks to implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Allan, great to see you. My first question, how did you get here from Nairobi?
Long trip.
Yeah?
Flew into Paris and then flew down from Paris to Casablanca. That took me 8 plus 3 hours, 11 hours to be here, and 1.5 days.
Why do you think that is?
Commercially, it doesn't make economic sense right now to fly into those places. So there's not enough traffic moving from south to north and north to south. And not enough goods being traded between Sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa. But that, I believe, is about to change because of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which now, first of all, will give access to goods and also allow for more freedom of movement for people from both sides.
The Continental Free Trade Area creating so much excitement, but it's all about implementation.
Yeah.
How are you guys pricing the potential of growth between Morocco, North African countries and the rest of the continent?
The estimate is that trade is going to increase by about 52%, okay? Particularly goods, moving of goods from one place to another. And so is the economies of the people going to move. Now, part of the problem is even access in terms of allowing people to move into countries. So you're expected to have visas to begin with. So one of the things we need to do is to free up the movement of people, and then together with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which allows access, so it eliminates tariffs and other non-tariff barriers, then it allows for more trade to happen. From there on, we need to partner with the traders and the tourists so that we provide the logistics for moving both people and goods into and out of Sub-Saharan Africa.
And it's something that the East African community has been able to really do well on.
Within East Africa, for example, if you want to travel within East Africa to the 5 countries, most of the countries you don't need a passport. You can travel with your identification card, which is unique in Africa, right? Not many places in Africa you can go with your identity card. But over and above that as well is just even foreigners coming into the country. For example, if you want to come into East Africa, you can get one visa to travel across East Africa. So that helps as well, give East Africa access.
In a way, you're sort of the microcosm of what it could look like on the continent in terms of free movement of people.
That's exactly the point. And what we have said is, even when it comes to liberalization of the aviation, we could start with pockets: East Africa, Southern Africa, West Africa, and see how that works. And then before we blow it out, because I know it's big. We have 55 countries, a very large continent. So it's a large thing. It's a large project to implement all at once. So if you implement it in pockets and then roll it out, then that makes much more sense.
You're looking to work even closer with South African Airways, for example. You're looking for new code share opportunities as well. Could you take me through that strategy in terms with working with other airlines and what that could mean for you?
We have a bigger vision though. So the Africa market, the African aviation market is very fragmented. You have so many, 55 countries, we have so many airlines in the continent. Most of them are not viable, that truth be told. The solution to that is to consolidate, right? Just like that has happened in Europe, it happened in the US, happened in Asia. We need to consolidate so that you create bigger entities which are more economical from a scale perspective, and they can respond to high costs. They can, together talk to suppliers and get more bargains when it comes to purchases, so bring down the unit cost of operation. In addition, because of scale, they can then open up the African continent a lot more.
So you're talking consolidation basically
Yes.
in the industry?
So that is the discussion we've been having with South African Airways. How do we consolidate? And not just South African Airways, it's African countries as well. So my agenda as a person, and we as an airline, is really how do we make aviation more viable in Africa? One way of doing it, and I'm completely convinced, is you have to consolidate the industry. The fragmented state at which we are in is not going to make it.
When we come back, we take a closer look at the Single African Air Transport Market, or SATM, a 2018 proposal to create a single market for air transport on the continent.